is the Tata Curvv.ev that Tata Motors launched earlier today. It's a SUV coupe. As you can see it looks very fetching. It's a beautiful looking car. Under the lights, it looks absolutely smashing. And you know why it's called the Curvv? It's called the Curvv because of that curve there. Can you see that curve there? That is what gives it the coupe SUV look. And see, from the side profile, from the side, you can actually, it looks like a sedan, but it's raised, and that's, this is what really gives it the SUV stance. So overall, you get a beautiful looking car that looks unlike anything we've seen in the budget electric car segment. This is India's first affordable coupe SUV that is also an electric car. So these are some nice styling elements, and you've got these satin finished cladding. That is something that's very new, and it's not just in the electric version, but it's also in the ICE versions. So this is the front end of the Tata Curvv. As you can see, it's got beautiful connected DRLs. This is a signature of every Tata electric car, and it makes an appearance on the Curvv.ev as well. The front bumper has an air dam only in the middle because this is an EV. You don't need a bigger air dam than this. It doesn't really require as much cooling as internal combustion engine car. And there you have the projector headlamp that sits in the bumper. So now I'm going to show you the 18-inch wheels of the Tata Curvv with the aero inserts. This is basically for aerodynamics. These are plastic inserts behind which the actual alloy wheels sit. I'll also show you the flush fit door handles of the Curvv. The cool part about this is it's a segment leading feature with this illumination here. Normally other cars don't have this, but Tata's got it, but it's not so ergonomic to use. I would have actually preferred the regular pull type. Let me show you the rear of the Tata Curvv. The wedge shaped design continues at the rear of the car as well. As you can see, there is this beautiful satin covered connected tail lamps on the Tata Curvv. It illuminates really nicely, and it almost looks like a Lamborghini Urus from this angle, and it's almost the satin insert almost makes it look like a spoiler, a ducktail spoiler. A beautiful finish in the rear, lots of wedges. So this car is called the Curvv, but it looks quite wedgy than curvy. The only curved part I think is this part. Apart from that, everywhere else there are more wedges than curves. See, look at the sculpting on the bumper. Plenty of sculpting, a lot of work has gone in. The reflectors there, and yes, this is how the rear of the Tata Curvv looks like. So I'm sitting in the cabin of the just launched Tata Curvv.ev. It's a very airy place. The overall theme is grey and white. This is a theme that you generally don't see in cars, but Tata has managed to really pull it off well. And there is this big satin insert that runs across the dashboard. It almost looks metallic, and this basically gives the cabin a nice industrial feel. And there is some soft touch material here. The other plastics are hard though, but you've got plenty of soft touch materials, like say the door pads are soft touch. And overall it's a really luxurious cabin, for the price at which it's competing. There's a massive center console. You've got a nice looking drive selector here, since this is a electric car, and you also have the multiple modes here. There's an electric parking brake, there is auto hill hold, which will be very useful, and there is this nice armrest. It's not a sliding type armrest, but yeah, I think it should be okay for most people. The seats themselves are ventilated, both the driver and the passenger seat, but only the driver seats gets a 6-way electric adjust. The passenger seat doesn't. Overall, the cabin, especially in the front, is a very luxurious, and it just feels sporty and luxurious. So that is about the Tata Curvv's cabin from the front seat. Now I'll show you how it looks from the rear. So now I'm on the rear seat of the Tata Curvv. I think 3 adults can easily fit in. I'm not a very big adult, so overall I think 3 people can sit in here. Again, the rear also is quite airy. You've got this massive panoramic sunroof that lets in a lot of light, and which makes the cabin feel quite premium. There's not much headroom because it's a coupe SUV design. Taller people might have an issue here. This the rear seat has got 2-stage recline, It also has a nice armrest in between. It will become a 4-seater once you get the armrest on. Overall, I think 3 people can easily fit into this car, and there's plenty of leg room, knee room. So overall, it's a nice place, and there is a 45-watt charging Type-C USB here for charging, and you also have these rear AC vents. So overall, the cabin is pretty good, except the headroom could have been better. But of course, since you're buying a coupe SUV, this is something that is a given. Overall, this would be a great 4-seater. You can obviously take 5 people, if you have to. But otherwise, it's a great 4-seater. And then these seats, there is a 60-40 split. The seat on which I'm sitting is the 40 section of the seat, and this is a 60. So that will again increase your luggage carrying capacity. In fact, the Tata Curvv has a 500-liter boot even without, say, folding down the rear seat. So imagine, that's a massive boot. In fact, it's almost 100 liters more than the Tata Nexon.